Hi, and welcome back to the Undepression Project. Today we're going to be talking about happiness, what it is, how it relates to depression, and how you can get more of it. Let's start with the definition. If you want to find something, it's best to know what you're looking for. Positive psychology researcher Sonia Lyubomirsky wrote a definition that I think is spot on. In her 2007 book, The How of Happiness, she describes happiness as the experience of joy, contentment, or positive well-being, combined with a sense that one's life is good, meaningful, and worthwhile. Now, there are two things that I want you to notice in that definition. Number one is that happiness is not the absence of anything difficult or challenging. Having a happy life doesn't mean you'll never feel pain, shame, or sorrow. And number two, note that happiness and pleasure are not the same thing. Chasing cheap thrills in an effort to boost pleasure is not a sustainable strategy for happiness. While fun, the emotions associated with amusement parks, traveling, gambling, or partying are fleeting. You can feel good at the time, but still come home to feel empty or alone. And this is the difference between happiness and pleasure. So now that you know what happiness is and isn't, how do you get more of it? Do you create it? Can you buy it? Or are you born with it? Let's dive into the research for a minute and take a look at this pie chart over here. In positive psychology, there's what's called a set point for happiness. A set point is basically your baseline for happiness that you return to, even after major accomplishments or setbacks. This set point is predetermined by genetics and your early childhood experiences, and represents about 50% of your potential for happiness. Which just means that some people are more naturally inclined to be happy, while others are less inclined to be happy. But genetics is only half the story. This little piece of the pie over here, this 10%, represents your life circumstances. Whether you're rich or poor, good looking or ugly, married or divorced, healthy or unhealthy, your life circumstances only account for about 10% of your potential for happiness. Now, this might surprise you. Humans have the ability to rapidly adapt to changing circumstances. So while you might experience a temporary boost in happiness from getting married or securing a raise, eventually you'll adapt and return to your set point. So if genetics is only half the story, and buying a boat and getting rock hard abs will only improve your happiness a measly 10%, where does the other 40 come from? The last piece of this happiness pie is what's called intentional activity, also known as your behavior. Closing the happiness gap lies largely in what you do and think each day. Now that might seem daunting, but to me it's really empowering to know that no matter what my DNA says or my circumstances are, I'm in charge of at least 40% of my happiness. Now, if you look at happy people, they're not just sitting around being pleased with themselves. They're actively engaged in their lives and they're making things happen. So how can you use this 40% rule to add more happiness to your life? Here are 3 examples of what you can do to add more happiness to your life each day. Number 1, learn new things and take on new challenges. When I first started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a couple of years ago, I started it largely because I wanted to try something I knew I would suck at. Now that might sound weird, but what I wanted was to be a beginner at something again, to learn something from scratch and to be challenged. Happy people try new things. They take on challenges and they're continually learning and growing. So what can you do? Pick something you always wanted to try and do it. Even if you fail, you'll still learn something and you'll probably be better at it next time. They say that idle hands are the devil's plaything. Well, I think that idle people are depression's plaything, and when you stop learning and growing, you're more susceptible to depression. So try new things and challenge yourself. Number 2, feel your feelings fully and then move on. While you may have been told to keep a stiff upper lip or never let him see you sweat, or maybe crying will make things worse, none of this is good advice. If you want to be happy, it might seem paradoxical that you need to feel sad. But when you numb yourself to difficult emotions like sadness, anger, or disappointment, you also numb yourself to positive emotions like joy, excitement, and love. If you feel guilty or ashamed when experiencing difficult emotions, know that it's normal and even essential to your mental health to experience and even accept these emotions. Negative emotions help you evaluate your experiences and make necessary changes. So don't be afraid of feeling them. And number 3, give back and help others. Happiness is infectious, and when you give happiness, you get happiness in return. Find ways to perform random acts of kindness. Open doors for people, say thank you, leave a big tip. Is your sister overwhelmed with her kids? Offer to babysit without being asked. Donate blood, give to your favorite charity, help someone in GoFundMe, or volunteer at an animal shelter. It doesn't have to be big, but happy people give back. How happy you are doesn't depend on your life circumstances or how lucky you were in the genetic lottery. Your happiness is in your hands. For more information on the science of happiness, you can go to the undepressionproject.com and check out the blog post that goes with this video. I'll post a link in the description below. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and follow the Undepression Project channel on YouTube. Leave a comment below with your favorite happiness strategy, and I'll see you Wednesday for our next video.